resource control. He liked to say he sweated the small stuff, that he micromanaged every project to perfection, that nothing escaped his attention. The island house was his latest masterpiece, a minimalist eco-home on a private rock a few miles off the coast. He'd only visited during construction, and even then he'd stayed for minutes, not hours. He trusted the architects, he trusted the builders, he trusted the idea of himself as a man who checked everything. He arrived just after noon, the sun already high enough to flatten the sky. The boatman unloaded his bags, nodded and pushed off. That was the arrangement. A week alone. No staff, no interruptions, no contact. Inside, the house was cool and immaculate. Filtered air, solar hum, water systems cycling quietly behind the walls. He kicked off his shoes and socks and set his phone on the counter. A glass of water sat beside it, beads of condensation catching the light. He wandered the living area, admiring the clean lines, the glass, the stone. He tapped his tablet. A news alert flashed across the screen. Community files new petition over diverted river, aquifer levels at record low, calling infrastructure blamed. He skimmed it. He didn't feel anything. He remembered the elder from the valley, the one who stood outside the planning office, holding a carved stick and a folded petition. He'd warned him that the river he was diverting belonged to a water spirit older than any map. "That river feeds us," he'd said. "You take it, and she will notice." He'd smiled politely and walked past him. He'd told the press, "Climate change is exaggerated. Water scarcity is a management issue." He'd told investors, "AI needs cooling. Communities adapt." He'd told himself, if they wanted the land, they should have protected it better. He closed the tablet. He stepped outside to admire the view. The door closed behind him, a soft, polite click. The air was hot, clean and still. He breathed it in like a man sampling his own success. The house, the island, the silence, all of it arranged exactly as he'd planned. "Perfect," he murmured. He went back to the house. He tried the handle. Locked. He frowned, tried again. The handle didn't move. He circled the house. Every door locked, every window sealed. Storm-rated, heat-resistant, unbreakable. Inside, his phone lay on the counter. The glass of water sat beside it. He knocked on the window. It didn't even tremble. He told himself it was fine. He'd find a way in. By mid-afternoon, the stone plateau radiated heat like a kiln. He tried walking to the tree line, but the gravel cut into his bare feet and the sun pressed down with a weight he wasn't used to. He'd spent years in climate-controlled offices, called by water he'd taken from people who couldn't fight back. He reached the edge of the plateau and crouched in the thin shade of a boulder. His mouth was already dry. He waited for the heat to ease. It didn't. He tried everything he'd ever read about survival, boiling seawater, digging for moisture, coaxing fire from driftwood, but nothing worked. Every attempt failed in his hands. The island gave him nothing. By the third day, he bathed in the sea out of desperation, hoping the corners would trick his body into feeling hydrated. It didn't. The salt stung his cracked lips. He cupped seawater in his hands, hesitated, then drank. It burned his throat. He spat. He drank again. It made everything worse. By the fourth day, the heat shimmered in sheets across the stone. Shapes moved in it, figures he knew weren't real. Boardroom faces, investors, journalists, all telling him he was in control. He laughed at them, a dry, rasping sound. Then he saw her, the river spirit the elder had spoken of, or the heat's idea of her, flowing across the plateau like a stream made of light. She didn't speak, she didn't need to. He felt the weight of her gaze and the truth he'd spent his life avoiding. He collapsed before sunset. When the boatman returned at the end of the week, he tried the door. It opened without resistance. He saw a shape slumped against the house. He thought it was a body. It wasn't. It breathed, shallow, rattling, stubborn. The man's lips were cracked white. His eyes were unfocused. They carried him to the boat. He whispered nonsense at first, heat visions, river spirits, voices in the haze. Then, slowly, he began to speak clearly. Later in the hospital, when they asked how he survived, he didn't talk about his attempts. He talked about the mornings, about the thin beads of dew that formed on the glass before the sun rose, about how he'd crawled to the windows and pressed his tongue to the cold surface. "It wasn't much," he said, "but it was enough." He recovered. He sold the island. He shut down 2 data center projects. He funded water restoration work in the valley he'd once drained. He met with the elder again, quietly, without cameras. He never again said water was something you controlled, only something you respected, a human right shared by all.